Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1746 and today's date is December 20th, 2018, and the title of the episode is The Strategy That Is Being Used to Dismantle the Fed is Over 100 Years Old. Now, before we get started, I just want to know if anyone remembers watching the old westerns when the cowboy or the gunslinger would swagger up to the bar, sling a coin across the counter, and ask for another. Chances are that coin would have been a silver dollar. They used real silver coins back then. Between 1878 and 1921, it would have been the Morgan silver dollar, but they went out of circulation when the price of silver went up. They're getting rarer by the day. The Morgan silver dollar is a great coin to start a collection of. So if you want something different and unusual to buy someone for a holiday gift, the Morgan silver dollar might be just the thing. Go to historicsilvercoins.com and for a limited time, save $5 per coin with the offer code X22. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, the mainstream media, they are continually out there trying to make sense of what is going on here. And they realize that they completely lost the narrative. The patriots, Trump, they are in control of the narrative. The central bank is controlled by the patriots at this time. And what is happening here is they are using a strategy that goes back all the way to the time that the Federal Reserve came into existence. Actually, it's the central bank strategy. And they're using it against the central bank. And the mainstream media, the financial pundits, the Rothschilds, all of them, they don't know what to do. I mean, if we look at one of these headlines, it says, Fed makes key adjustment in effort to keep rates in line. Trying to make it seem like everything is fine. They're making an adjustment. Don't worry about it. It's not the Fed who's going to be responsible for bringing down the economy. But they are. I mean, Trump is already out there criticizing the Federal Reserve. Actually, on the 18th, he tweeted out the following. I hope the people over at the Fed will read today's Wall Street Journal editorial before they make yet another mistake. Also, don't let the market become any more illiquid than it already is. Stop with the 50 Bs. Feel the market. Don't just go by meaningless numbers. Good luck. He already knows. What is this strategy that they're using? They're using what the central bank has been doing for hundreds of years. Raising the rates, pushing the economy, blowing up the bubbles, and letting the economy decline, implode, collapse. They're using the central bank's strategy. That's it. And they're using it against the deep state. They're using it against the mainstream media. They're using it against the Rothschilds. Step back and take and think to yourself what is happening right now. This entire system, back in 1971, was created using what's called the petrodollar. And they had certain Middle Eastern countries that were only going to sell oil using the dollar, which means all the countries around the world who wanted to buy oil had to hold on to the US dollar, which is a debt note. And they would use this to purchase the oil. Think about what's happening in the Middle East right now. Trump is out there saying, listen, we're not going to be the police of the Middle East anymore because we get nothing from it. Now, it's very interesting that he used the word police because that's exactly what it was. They were policing their system, making sure everyone was doing what they were supposed to do, and that was sell the oil using the Federal Reserve note. That's it. That's all you had to do. And any leader that didn't do this, well, you were going to see regime change. And this is what happened later on. This is why we were in the Middle East, to keep the central bank, the deep state system, operational long enough for them to restart it. And remember, the central banks, deep state players, they don't care where they are. They could care less what country they're in. Remember, their entire plan was to have one world that they can control. So they didn't care about countries. They didn't care where they were located. They have no allegiance whatsoever. But what is happening right now is that it's all falling apart. It's not just about the interest rates moving up. It's about removing the troops from the Middle East, allowing the countries to do whatever they want. They can sell the oil using the dollar, or they don't have to. It doesn't matter to the patriots, because this is not the system the patriots want to use. This is not a people system. So on all fronts right now, they're bringing down this entire system and using the strategy that they always use to steal the wealth from the people, steal the wealth from other countries, pump up bubbles, pop them. Everyone loses everything. The central bank, other investors come in, buy it up, pennies on the dollar. This time, it's going to be a little different. They're going to destroy the economy because they're going to destroy the bubbles, and they're going to transition to another system, not a central bank system, a people system. At the same time, they're going to destroy the central bank. So right now, what we are watching and what is going to be recorded in history is how the central bank was taken down. Almost like when you look back in time and you saw Andrew Jackson and you saw many other founding fathers that actually took down the central banking system or went to war to get away from the central banking system, to get away from that control and give it back to the people. That's what this is all about, giving the power back to the people. And the main power is economics. The main power is allowing the people to create their own currency with no interest attached. If you do that and you back it by something, like maybe gold, like Q has been telling us, you can have a system with checks and balances. If you have a system that has checks and balances, it makes it very, very difficult for certain players to use funds in other areas. Because we need to take out the deep state, the central bank's funding process. And the only way to do this is to get rid of where they create the currency. That is the Fed. And once that is done, and remember, this is in coordination with China and Russia. Russia has already taken over their central bank. They have a very little bit of debt. China will be in the process of doing this. Remember, there's still many deep state players in all of these countries. But as you can see, as time goes on, the patriots are gaining control. So think about when Trump first came into office. What a mess it was. Now you can see that things are calming down. Yes, the deep state is still trying to push their agenda, but you can see that they're taking control of the narrative, and that's very, very important. Because when the system comes down, people have to understand who is responsible for bringing down the system. And since the very beginning, and many people don't think it was ratified at all, the Federal Reserve Act, it is time now to get rid of them. And the reason why Trump continually points the finger at the Fed is because he wants the people, not just here in the United States, but around the world, and it will catch on in every country. The people need to be angry enough and pissed off enough to say, we will never let this happen again. If he just went ahead and said, listen, I'm just getting rid of the Fed, no big deal, everyone would sit in there going, why would you be doing this? Why would you just get rid of this? The mainstream media would be all over him. He needs the people to back all of this. And the only way to do this is to show what the central bank really is and what they've been doing all along and how we were enslaved for all these years to work as hard as we possibly can, and for many, never get anywhere. Taxes continually went higher. The value of the dollar continually went lower. Remember, when you see housing moving up, when you see education moving up, when you see health insurance moving up in price, it's not that those things are moving up in price, they're getting more expensive, it means the dollar that you're holding is worth less and less and less, and you need more and more of them. It's hidden. It's a hidden tax. This all needs to be exposed on how this system is used and run by the central bank. And that's the entire plan here. And yes, and along the way, there are going to be those that are going to be arrested, those who are going to be found for treason, those who are corrupt. And we're going to see a reset, not just in the financial world, but in governments all around the world, because you're going to find out who's been selling secrets, who's been corrupt, who's been taking money under false pretenses, what the central bank has been given other countries and other central banks, how they've been manipulating the economy, how they've been manipulating the stock market, how they've been manipulating gold and silver, how they've been manipulating almost everything. You'll find out that we are not in a free market. That all of this was controlled by a single entity for their best interest and not the best interest of the people. And remember, the plan right now is to use what they've done over the many, many years. Crash the economy, but this time there's a spin on the whole entire plan. Expose who crashed them, who crashed the economy. Expose what they've done. And that's the whole entire plan. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.